spoke at an earlier hearing this month, opposing cuts to the law and justice portion of the county budget, especially regarding cuts that will reduce manpower to our law enforcement agencies. I still support that opinion. However, I want the board to understand that I am not here out of fear. I resent the various references made by those who disagree with my views that I have been churned up into hysteria by, and I quote, fear-mongering and mob rabble-rousing tactics. I am a reasonable and an educated person. Rational people do not need to resort to name-calling. I speak now to remind the commissioners you do have a responsibility to consider the views of all county citizens. I am especially concerned that at least one commissioner apparently emailed a plea to her supporters to appear as a counter-demonstration this morning at this morning's rally sponsored by the Sheriff's Guild. If she views the budget decisions as a them versus us, then these hearings are a sham. With regard to the budget, the Washington State Constitution, Article 1's Declaration of Rights, Section 32, states that a frequent recurrence to fundamental principles is essential to the security of individual right and perpetuity of free government, while Article 1, Section 2 states that the Constitution of the United States is the supreme law of the land. Now, reasonable minds know that the prime purpose of the American Union of States and its Constitution is the preservation and protection of the lives, liberty, and property of the citizens that we have acquired through the fruits of their labor in the pursuit of happiness. So I remind you that law enforcement and justice administration are essential government functions in preserving and protecting our lives and our property. Too many items on the Island County budget should not even be part of government. Things like promoting tourism and funding a county fair. Even most human service items rightfully belong in the realm of charitable and morally motivated organizations, not government. The commissioners have seen fit to support funding and taxation to provide free conservation advice to those who ask, and they endorse free public transportation to those who can and are willing to pay. They support WSU extension services such as Beach Watchers and Wastewise, which, although they are worthy organizations, they consist of volunteer activities and are not government functions. So it's one thing to support these frills when the money is plentiful, but when the budgets need cutting, we need to recur to the fundamental principles. Now that makes me a loony, as I've been called, and a teabagger type. Well, so be it. In the words of another irrational protester, Mahatma Gandhi, first they ignore us, then they ridicule us, then they attack us, and then they win. Then we win.